Question about whether or not there is going to be a ceasefire in this war between Israel and Hamas. Here is what U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken had to say.
I think we've been very clear from day one that when it comes to post-conflict governance in Gaza, a few things are clear and necessary. One, Gaza cannot be continue to be run by Hamas. That simply invites a repetition of October 7th, and Gaza used as a place from which to launch terrorist attacks. It's also clear that Israel cannot occupy Gaza. Now, the reality is that there may be a need for some transition period at the end of the conflict, but it is imperative that the Palestinian people be central to governance in Gaza.
Right, so that response seems to be after there was a statement made by Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, where he said that what happened when he was asked about what would happen once Hamas is annihilated after Israeli forces, he said that I think Israel will for an indefinite period have an overall security responsibility because we've seen what happens when we did not have it. These comments were construed in some quarters as Israel saying that they are going to occupy and run the affairs of Gaza Strip after they have succeeded in annihilating Hamas and its infrastructure. Pradeep Datta now joins us for more. Pradeep, US has made its stand very, very clear now.
Yes, United States have made it very clear that the humanitarian pause in Israel is really going to make a difference because they have been insisting upon that for quite some time because they feel that there's a need for more and more trucks to move inside and more humanitarian aid to be used because at the end of the day they are saying that they have to also think about the people, Palestinians who are being putting up because they had also been insisting upon the ceasefire in that area. But the reason being that Israel always had negated that idea because they feel that by going for the ceasefire that's only going to encourage and embolden Hamas elements and it's also going to help them regroup once again to target Israel. That's one of the reasons that they had been against that move. Even Biden had also suggested a tactical kind of a pause in that area. Tactical pause meant that they wanted that people who have stuck up there, injured Palestinians, they can be allowed to move from one place to another place, and they should be allowed to move from the Rafah border crossing towards the Egypt side. Already some of the people had been allowed to move, but they want more and more people to be there because there are some people who are not getting proper medical treatment and they're critical, so they want their movement to be there. So from day one, Americans had been insisting upon them. Now
yes, and the US has also earlier said that a ceasefire at this point in time could be counterproductive as it would allow Hamas to regroup and then restart its attacks all over, defeating the very purpose of this war. Time for us to take a very quick break. All the latest updates and the domestic fallout of Hamas-Israel war on the other side.